All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. The Go4Heroes Americas Cup number 11 finals game 2. Just keep getting longer and longer titles there. Tempo Storm on the back foot. This is, I mean, it happens, but they have such a very dominating record. They've done some really good things today, but the Asmodan can be defeated. He needs to go back to the court and practice, and there goes your...
He does, man. He needs to work on those free throws. He needs to work on those free throws. But game 2, I'm very excited because this is something I haven't casted before, and that is that Tempo Storm is on the ropes with match point in the air here, with the Evil Geniuses being up 1-0. I've never casted this situation before. I'm excited to see how Tempo Storm, if they're going to have any, if they have any pocket strategies they're going to throw out here, if they're just going to stick to what they know and continue to go with that Asmodon. I don't think that's the case because the map is going to be Sky Temple.
Yes.
I don't see how Asmodon would possibly, how that would work on this map. But if we're going to see once the draft gets underway, though, I think what I'm trying to say is I think we're going to see more, we're going to see a Asmodon play, a Asmodonic play. It means no Asmodon here on Sky Temple right now.
Well, you said,
all right, there goes the draft.
You talked a little bit earlier about, Asmodan and its strength, able to farm 2-3 lanes at a time, stack up the cube. Sky Temple is for sure our biggest map. Going from lane to lane to lane, it's really hard. So you'd have to really be doing a lot of travel time between the mid, and there's a lot of bushes, and you got the watchtower there. It's really easy, I think, to set up a gank for him. Perhaps not easy enough to kill, but you could definitely be putting up some of that pressure, trying to dissuade, so to speak. But you said the draft is up, and it is, sir, the Sky Temple. It is totally not Dragonshire. What am I doing?
Life is hard.
Let's try this again. Nope, let's not. Let's go with that button. All right.
Killed it?
Nope.
Not the stop streaming button. Not the stop streaming button.
1, 2, 3. Bam. Sky Temple.
Dragonshire.
Yay, all the right buttons.
Okay, so we're into the draft here. Tempo Storm banning out my personal favorite hero, the Elite Tauren Chieftain. Unfortunately, is not going to be. Yeah, man. I mean,
there's a lot to say about him.
He shreds, man. He gets all the ladies because he gets up on stage and he stage dives. It's great. He's an awesome hero. But he's going to be banned once again, and the Malfurion ban from Evil Geniuses. Look at that. Evil Geniuses has been the team picking up the Malfurion. So Witch Doctor is up for grabs here. Vala, who was completely ignored last match, which was surprising and something I didn't even think about, is on the stage as well. I'm still going with the ETC ones here. Hello. So this is interesting. We'll start from the beginning with the Malfurion ban, Tempo Storm. Oh my lord. Okay, let's go one by one here. Let's not get too excited here, Sean. With the Malfurion ban, obviously Malfurion is used as an effective tool to deal with Ravenous Spirit. So Tempo Storm recognized with the Malfurion ban, cool, this is a great opportunity for us to get Nazebo, a hero they favor all the time. Evil Geniuses showing their cards very early on, picking up the double support in Rhaegar and Uther. I think the reason why they did this is Evil Geniuses, this is a plan. They have this planned out. This is a pocket strategy coming into play here right now from Evil Geniuses. I almost guarantee you that. Because they banned the Malfurion, knowing the Witch Doctor is going to come into play. They knew that they were going to first pick Witch Doctor. They read Tempo Storm like a book and said, okay, what other supports are going to be available if we take Uther and Rhaegar? Go ahead, get Lily. Because that's pretty much the only healing support left. That and Brightwing got nerfed into the ground. So Evil Geniuses, this is some cerebral drafting from them right now. But Tempo Storm, they don't care. They're not on tilt, man. Their retort is with a Tassadar and an Illidan. So as I mentioned before, I feel like Illidan is going to be played a lot more, and I'm actually right about something for once. And Illidan has the backup he needs right now. Tassadar is one of the big supports that Illidan needs through that damage mitigation of shields and the vision he grants with the Oracle to really do what he needs to do and be effective in team fights. And the Tychus pickup and Stitches from Evil Geniuses. This draft is being a quick one here, Sean.
It is, yeah. No, they're really rapid fire going back and forth. But you are right. I mean, it's Dandelion or Brightwing. Tyrande we have seen, but not in a real big healing capacity. Of course, you could also throw a wrench and everything and go Abathur with Mending Carapace, Mending Symbiote. That would be actually really
the healing support Abathur.
Well, I mean, hey, you got a double soak on a lane somewhere, right? So.
All right. So Tempo Storm.
Good call, sir.
We don't want the Fairy Dragon. They are picking themselves up the Lily. Lily is a support who we've seen a couple times. I don't know her record in competitive North American Heroes of the Storm, but I'd imagine it is a losing record. But she was changed about a patch or two ago. She's definitely not the, joke of a hero she used to be. Her cups does do a sizable amount of healing. Her E, what is it called? What is her E called? With the red little thing she shoots out. I don't remember. I'm not a Lily expert here. Blinding, thank you. The blinding wind, I think is what it's called. Is actually, if you think about it, is actually kind of a way to mitigate damage, because it prevents big auto attackers from hitting. But the Evil Geniuses doesn't have any slow attacking right clickers. The only right clicker they have right now is Tychus, who obviously is just going to chew through that right away. And once again, we're seeing the Jaina pickup and Vala being completely ignored, man. Is this like a gentleman's agreement between these two teams? Just, no, let's not pick Vala Demon Hunter whatsoever. Going with that Jaina once again. So the last game we saw Jaina was with Evil Geniuses. I mentioned that Jaina gets tore apart by, hard initiation and heroes that are good at diving. Tempo Storm really didn't. Yes, Tempo Storm didn't have that last game, right? Now they do. They have. I mean, they had the Muradin, but that didn't really pan out for them too much. But now they have two heroes that are damn good at diving into the back lines to deal with that Jaina, in the Illidan and the Muradin. So I feel like they definitely have the tools this time around to deal with that Jaina and not let that Jaina Water Elemental and Blizzard just pick them apart. So I love this. The map is Sky Temple, and obviously on Sky Temple, you're forced onto those small little circles, and that's going to help facilitate Jaina's Blizzards and Kona Colds and whatnot do the damage it needs to does. It's going to help him out, really just pinpoint his abilities onto those temples and just tear anyone apart that isn't aware and smart about their positioning. But we're going to get into this game here, Sean. What are your thoughts about the draft overall here, man?
Evil Genius is definitely a lot more damagey once more, but I'm also looking at Tempo Storm. Once more, the Nazebo's coming out, and as you said, small areas, big points. I mean, you're going to be able to easily get off some really good Ravenuses here, but Lily, if she does take cups, and it's very likely that she will, and that's stunnable. Like, you can easily stun that out. We got Uther, slam build stitches, and grenades that can not only knock her out of the ult, but as well Faye. So, and because again, we're on points, and it's very expected that there's going to be people over there. I think a slam build here at the level 16 with the stun, the slam arena, that could really pay off a lot better than a fishing hook here from Evil Geniuses. But the Divine Storm will cover a point, slam arena. You got a nice front line. You got Rhaegar in there, the double support, and the stitches. It's going to be really hard to kill the stitches who's up in your face, but it's also a good time to just keep those back ends up. Tychus doesn't have that second health bar, but an Ancestral on him at half health could be enough just to keep him going, so to speak. But there we go. Faye is actually now back, and we're going to be jumping into this game. I'm liking the Evil Geniuses draft more because I see these vulnerabilities in Tempo Storm.
Does Bloodlust affect Water Elemental?
Not at level 10. I think it's only heroes. Is it?
Okay.
You know what's a great way to find out?
If Rhaegar goes Bloodlust?
If we go to heroesfire.com.
And if heroesfire.com, the go-to Heroes of the Storm website for those of you trying to mess around with talent builds and look for informative tutorials. Heroesfire.com.
Bloodlust, nearby heroes.
Okay.
Now, level 20 is heroes, minions, and mercenaries.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Because, I mean, they have the option of going with Future Bile and Stitches, which is going to make Muradin and Illidan's life a living hell. Follow that up with a Bloodlust, with an Odin, going the new Tychus build. Things could get sticky, but I don't know why. I mean, I don't know how Bloodlust build would work with double support. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Just throwing it out there. That there's the potential of that happening, but let's get into this game, man. Yeah. Let's get into this game. So on the left side of your map, this is game 2 between Tempo Storm and Evil Geniuses. The finals of Go4Heroes America, week number 11. Down in the bottom lane, we have KO playing that Witch Doctor. One of his, looks like turning into a flagship hero of his. Glaurung playing Illidan, Dreadnought on the Alili, Soldier on Muradin, and Arthalon on Tassadar. Finally, no Asmodon, which we predicted just because of the map.
First game tempo.
And who do we have over there on Evil Geniuses, as if people don't know already?
Typically the boys in blue, but today repping the side of red, up 1-0, and possible match points to take home seating and $100. It's going to be Evil Geniuses, the former, a whole bunch of former StarCraft heroes, and no Vikings. I'm actually really disappointed in LZ today. But either way, Idra, ZPs, and LZ are actually going to be roaming around. They're looking for the interrupt here on top of Glorong Faye. And into the bottom lane is going to be Kawhi Rice. Quite a few of them, actually, from the StarCraft days. So you should recognize a few of those names. As you say, it's really hard to not know that Idra's actually in Heroes these days. Either way, level 1 talents. 3 Conjurer's Pursuits. It's actually going to be Lingering Chill today, not the Conjuring. And it's actually Idra actually playing the Jane. It was LZ last time.
Okay.
And he did a phenomenal job back then. So we'll have to see if Idra can actually play more than just Siege Tank today.
So the first temples are here. For those of you that don't really know kind of the algorithm, oh no, Faye in mid lane here is going to be first blood, and that is such a good timing.
Yep.
For, I almost said CMA Gaming, for Temple Stormers. That's going to give them a big power play here for the temples. I don't know what they're going to do to utilize it, as Faye is already back on the field. But level 4 is going to be here around the same time for both teams, as that's always an optimal timing. You always want to see if you can hit level 4 before those temples pop up, but obviously Temple Storm got to it first. Not a huge deal, though. Not much coming from it. But the middle shrine and the top shrine always spawn first, for those of you that might be new to the map or new to the game. So the teams always keep that in mind. Their positioning is dictated by the flow of these temples. The next one is going to be in the bottom. And then after that, I don't remember the algorithm. So, Kubi, if you're in chat, go ahead and inform us. Moving back into the match here, though. A big skirmish going on at this top shrine. Temple Storm is easily getting the mid one with absolutely no contention whatsoever. But these teams are just going back and forth. No knockout punches quite yet for this top shrine. Temple Storm got a majority of the charge of the laser. It looks like Evil Geniuses is going to get the tail end of it. No, they're just going to fall back and go elsewhere on the map. The whole time, though, Glorong has been soaking bottom lane and pushing. So Temple Storm might not have gotten the most optimal exchange on those temple shrines, but they are definitely getting the better end of the deal because they are soaking experience much more efficiently, and that is already showing itself in the experience as they have about a level and a quarter a level advantage already here at the almost 3-minute mark. I
was actually caught a little bit off guard at Evil Geniuses leaving so early as they did at that top, but yeah, mid was held out by Lily, and if you, I did pan the camera a few times here. You don't actually have to kill the Guardians. You just have to live through them to get to those final shots. Then they all just turn to dust. I actually discovered that with a late game Olaf the other day. I just put him there, then he took the entire shots. He didn't kill anything. He didn't die, but he didn't kill anything. Yeah, Lily just showed us that right there as well. She was on the point. She just self-healed, used Cloud Dragon, and was cool. She got all of the points, didn't kill a single thing, and that has led us to some really good soaking here from Temple Storm, because they are up that level. They are up the talent tier now as well. And yeah, as we take some of these giants, the next one will be bottom, as you did mention a little bit earlier. And what do we got? Reverberation, Thunderburn, Piercing Bolt for our Mirrodin, double healing ward to go with this insane Jaina killing lineup, who I think this guy's top.
Yep, she just got caught out of position and destroyed. Soldier, Stunder,
and here it is, Mule on the Witch Doctor. That's the big key talent here. Level 7, you get Mule. Yeah. Do we have a Mule on both sides?
Nope.
No, Rhaegar actually doesn't. No, Ether doesn't. Jaina doesn't.
Yeah.
Wow, no Mule for EG. That's actually pretty big.
Yeah, the Mule is such an effective tool on this map in Blackheart's Bay, and to an extent we see it on Haunted Mines, but this map at Blackheart's Bay, Mule is valued so much more. And EG knew when they were drafting that they weren't going to get, I mean, they knew, like, okay, we're foregoing Mule and, you know, going to get our advantages through other means. But with that Witch Doctor pickup, that first pick Witch Doctor, they do have that Mule, and that really helps mitigate so much of the damage from the objectives. So that allows them to put their energy and priorities into other parts of the map. They don't have to focus so much entirely onto the shrines because they know that they can do some mitigation through that Mule, as I already said. Top lane is going to get pushed in here. And it looks like Evil Geniuses just don't really care about that bottom shrine. It's only one shrine. They're not too worried about it. They are going to push into top lane, get this fort, and Evil Geniuses knows they can't take a team fight because they're down almost a level and a half, down heroic. So they're going to try to get something secondary, and that's exactly what they're going to do. So they did the thing they need to do to make something happen.
So again, once again, Lily down here on the point. She's just going to solo it all. They've been pushing out this bottom very hard. It's now going to be a race to the keep, but Temple Storm's not willing to give it up, so they are actually backing out right now. And unfortunately, it's going to be a 2-for-1 for the forts. Now, we have actually relieved the pressure from the bottom lane because Tempo is now defending. But because Lili is still bottom on that, it's actually going to be that entire second fort mid. And now towers on top of it into the top lane as well. So Tempo, again, really good splits. They're getting definitely the better end of the experience. Finally, though, the heroics are granted to Evil Geniuses, and we'll see what they take. It is going to be the cups, though, for Lili. So no water dragons today.
1,000 cups, 10 heroes, lots of healing.
Million cups,
how
20.
That works out. That's right. That's a lot of cups, man.
It's like you just think of Anchorman. It's like, wow, that got out of hand really quickly. It's just 1,000 to 1,000,000 in 10 levels.
Soldier, he's tossing himself in there with Glaron. The dive heavy hero is exactly what they were looking for, but Idra is backing it on up and watching himself at the same time. Over that Ravenous Spears on top of that Suicide Bridge is absolutely doing work, and Chester healing way too late from Quiet Rice. Now LZ Gamer has to use defensive Vine Storm, but I think that is not going to be enough to secure his getaway. ZP might be going down here too. Good lord.
Zombie
Storm
walls,
is putting it on to Evil Geniuses so hard here. Now they're on top of these tier 2 towers in bottom lane. 5-3, a very strong power play. They're going to get these tier 2 towers. Don't know if they're going to push into the keep, as the respawn timers are still very low here, as we're just at the 6.5 minute mark. But Tempo Storm is... They got knocked over in that last game, but they got themselves right back up, consolidated, got with each other, put their head back on their shoulders, and we're seeing that Tempo Storm that we love and know so very much.
It was a phenomenal positioning, not only with that soldier engage, but all the stuns had been used. Kaio, basically found him spot under a coconut tree and just ravenous the entire team. And then the kill on the Stitches. They had a zombie wall right behind the gate. He couldn't go through his own gate because of it.
Yeah,
phenomenal stuff. And they got themselves those kills. This is interesting though. Level 13 has been widely the most mixed up talent tiers because of the lack of rewinds and a lot of the shuffling of the talents between heroes. Double Shrink Ray for Tempo.
Glarong, or not Glarong, whoever played Tassadar last game, it wasn't Earthlong because he was on Asmodon. It was Glarong who played Tassadar last game. He went with a very similar build. He's therefore going those survivability race car build talents, which is the build that we see so much out of Tassadar. And he's going with the more aggressive damage-based build, and that's Shrink Rate level 16. And at level 13. And at level 16, he can go either with the double storm. Last game we saw the snare on the storm, but that's because they were lacking snares, and they made it up through that talent. Here we go, though. Glaring is go ahead, and he is now complete. The defensive Vine Storm is going down, but not much follow-up. LZ Gamer is running around like a chicken with his head cut off. Finally, doing some of this fight, but Idra and Quiet Rice just stood in a Ravenous Spirit together. They don't have the tools to deal with it, and Tempo Storm once again destroying and manhandling Evil Geniuses in these team fights. They're going to fall back to the temples, get more damage done through the temples. Maybe go down to a boss is exactly what they're doing. They're going to get this boss, get some bruiser camps, and continue to gain an advantage that they've built up so much of already.
So once again, positioning on Kaio, phenomenal. They get the Ravenous off. ZP's like, I can hook this, no problem. Free block.
Oh, man.
Ravenous then proceeds to kill two players. We had the double Shrink Ray going on. We had a little tiny Uther there for a little bit, and Uther actually did get out. ZP's did not. 16-12. We have two talent tiers between teams right now, Mr. Shane Gucci. This is what you call a really good game for Tempo Storm because they are so far and above and ahead. And double Obelisks now just pounced. Now ZP's just ate somebody. Who was that? Oh, it was Dreadnought.
Dreadnought. Good.
There we
Okay,
go.
so they get a kill on the Lili. They finally are able to get something going for him, but it's a little bit too late. Both the shrines have been taken. The boss has already been taken. He's knocking down the keep. The response for this boss was very, very slow. I feel like the kill on Lili is not worth the damage that they had to take on this keep, because since they don't have a mule, every little instance of damage onto these structures is so very important, especially when you're in a situation like the situation Evil Genius is in, where you are behind, you don't have a mule, the map is Sky Temple. Now Tempo Storm can just dictate the flow of the match, going, okay, we have a mule, you don't. We have a talent advantage, you don't. We have been executing our team fights much more efficiently than you have. So we're just going to roam around the map, and if you want to come fight us on the temples, come fight us. If not, we're just going to slowly win by attrition by getting the objective anyway. So Evil Geniuses is the ones that have to make a play here. They're the ones who have to be aggressive, and that is something that we haven't seen much out of them. Usually when we see Evil Geniuses winning games, it's because they secured themselves an early game advantage and then kind of stayed on that advantage and took it to the late game. But that is not the case here on Sky Temple. Sky Temple is all about that early game aggression and early game buildup, and it didn't go well for him, and we're seeing what happens when that on this map, when you do get that early game advantage. It's so hard to get back.
So I just took a little bit of a touring vista of the blue side of the map, and there's not a single building that is hurt.
Wow.
Mule definitely working a little bit of overtime. Now, the Mule was actually nerfed this patch. It does not stick around for all 60 seconds, but at the same time, when the obelisks don't actually hit the Mule, and he can just kind of repair right through it, and we're not having any kind of pressure on the map here from the Evil Geniuses. There's no creeps pushing, there's no side splits, nothing. It's a very boring day to be a Mule because there's almost nothing for it to do anymore. And again, it just kind of shows a little bit more of the power of the residual nature of this map. If you don't have a Mule, you can't side split, you can't go for these extra obelisk pressure. Every point of damage you do can be negated. And it's a little bit heartbreaking, when you kind of don't have that Mule to counter.
Yeah. So the next shrine phase is up here, ladies and gentlemen. The polar shrines, one in the south, one in the north. No Santa is going to be here this time. It is not that time of year. No presents are going to be given to Evil Geniuses, as they really need something to go their way, because they just lost bottom keep. Simply just through. Not sure how the bottom keep went down. Oh, it was from the temple? Yeah. All right, but team fight down here. Arthalon got caught out of position. He's a fast star. He's going to shift into another dimension. As they say in Dragon Ball Z, LZ Gamer has to be so careful. He gets absolutely blown up. Stitches go down as well. Idra is putting on the shoes to get away. But already 3-0, and Tempo Storm, man, they are just absolutely dominating this match. Evil Geniuses does not look in good form. They're not the Evil Geniuses we saw just one game ago.
Lily came all the way top, didn't do anything in the fight, going all the way back bottom.
Yeah, that was a 4v5, I think. Was it I believe that was a 4v5.
She basically, she got off like a few heals, and that was the bait. That was her contribution. Still has the jugs, as you can see. Still has Metamorphosis. That was the city fight right there. Didn't even need to use those ults. 1 keep down, 2 keep down, as you said. The second shrine now going to be blasting its way to this third one, and this cluster of buildings is very likely to drop right now. Did my stream just go down?
No, looks good on my end.
Okay, cool. Making sure my preview monitor scared the heck out of me right there. 19-16. We do got the 16 talents here for Evil Geniuses. So finally, and it is a fishing hook. I am really surprised that it's a fishing hook for CP.
Soldier just got his little dwarf butt nicked by that hook. I thought that was going to hit him, but he dwarf tossed himself out of there just in time.
I guess when you're behind, you go fishing?
Yeah, that's true, man. I feel like this Jaina is not working out this time around because Tempo Storm has the tools to deal with her. Idra has not been able to accomplish much of anything at all this game, man. I mean, she's done the most hero damage on her team. That's great. That's just grand and nice. But obviously, the damage isn't doing the damage it needs. And once again, Idra's getting initiated on the dwarf toss, the Metamorphosis onto Glarum. Glarum is stuck to Idra like glue. Jaina goes down before doing much of anything. Water Elemental is there. Rhaegar's going to get blown up, though. LC Gamer is in full retreat. Faye is just sitting on a Ravenous Spirit. Soldier punching Faye in the face. In the meantime, up here in the north, ZP is getting slowly but surely beaten down by Illidan's attacks. LZ Gamer is just completely by himself. Tychus is going to go down, and I feel like that is going to be the team fight to end it here for Evil Geniuses. As Tempo Storm is about to hit level 20. They're down from about 15 to 30 seconds. LZ is going to be going down. Yeah, they're just going to go on the core. There's not much else to do. There's no other buildings. They've shown that they deserve to win this game, and they are going to go ahead and put this one in the bag right now.
1-1 hype going after this. Evil Geniuses could have 2-0'd, but as this draft has shown really, really powerful stuff coming up from Tempo Storm. It means they have more than just Asmodan up their sleeve, but we all knew that. They are the Tempo Storm that we do know and love. 4-level difference by the end of it, Mr. Shane. At one point, 2 talent tiers between the teams. Absolutely just nuts of a game. I don't know. I mean, that was just a very one-sided game. Tempo Storm took early game dominance and did not let it go.
I feel like Evil Geniuses, when we were talking about the draft, I talked about how they intentionally banned the Malfurion, knowing that the Witch Doctor was going to be picked up. And we're going to play into that. But by picking up the Rhaegar Uther that early on in the draft, you literally show all of your cards right there at the very beginning of the draft. And Tempo Storm is a team known for their adaptability, known for their ability to just read drafts like that and read strategies, and they just absolutely completely counter-picked him in that Jaina. I mean, I feel like that Jaina pick was a little bit of a stubborn pick. I mean, picking a Jaina into a solo Muradin, okay, I can understand that. Yeah, especially if you have an Uther double healer, I get it. But into an Illidan and a Muradin with a Lili Tassadar support, that's a pretty brutal game to have as any Jaina any day of the week, let alone up against Tempo Storm. But we're going to a game 3, man. I am so excited. Game 3 between these two teams, Evil Geniuses and Tempo Storm. And I mean, what are your final thoughts about that last match, man?
I like how I got trolled. I hit the victory button, nothing happened. I finally got over there. I bring up your webcam, it's off.
Oh, jeez, is it? My lord, you're right.
We have surpassed the 4-hour mark of casting today.
Stand by.
But the technical side does things. Aside, it was a phenomenal game in Tempo Storm. Yeah, we said Lili is basically your only hero left, but they barely even had to use her. It felt like we didn't really see any kind of cups. She wasn't even in some of those late games fights. She sat on points. She has a mechanic score of 160. That's quadruple anybody else in the match that we just saw. And she just sat there and took points all day. All right, well, hey, if that's how you want to use her, so be it. It worked, so we can't say anything against it.
All right, well, they're already in the map bans right now, Sean. So this next game is going to get underway, get underway quickly. I think as soon as we have the draft, we'll get into that and get into this third game between these two very well-known and very well-played teams.
All right, so we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, the epic conclusion of Cup 11, FourCourtJester will return. See you.